So, we have seen already the digestion, absorption and metabolism of carbohydrates, and now we are going to see about the regulation of blood glucose level in our body. So, how the blood sugar level or blood glucose level is regulated in our body. So, coming to the introduction, blood glucose or blood sugar, it is commonly called as a tightly regulated biochemical parameter in normal human and animals. So, this body maintains the blood sugar within the normal range. So, if the normal range is not maintained, it is high or low, the blood sugar level is not regulated and it leads to the some other disorder. So, there are several interacting systems or mechanisms that regulates the blood sugar level. So first one, the common, it's the hormones of the pancreas. So our pancreas has to be worked properly and the hormones synthesized in the bacteria have to be synthesized properly. So the regulation of blood glucose is largely done through the endocrine hormones of the pancreas. So the main hormones of the pancreas that affect the blood glucose level, it is the insulin. First main hormone is insulin, glucagon, somatostatin and amylin. So insulin, it is formed mainly in the pancreas, and where pancreas it consists of alpha cells and beta cells. So alpha pancreatic cells secretes the glucagon, whereas beta cells of pancreas secretes the insulin levels. So insulin, it just lowers the blood glucose level, whereas glucagon, it just increases the blood glucose level. And somatostatin, it is formed in the delta cells of the pancreas and it is acts as the pancreatic policeman for the balancing of two important hormones of insulin and glucagon. So it helps the pancreas alternate in turning on and turning off of each opposing hormone. So when the glucose level is lowered, glucagon hormone acts on it. So if the blood glucose level gets higher, insulin hormone act of it. So for balancing both hormones, this somatostatin is very important. And amylin, it is a hormone, it is made in the ratio of 1:100 with insulin and it helps in the increasing satisfaction state of fullness or from a meal to prevent overeating. So when we eat a meal, we get satisfied of state of fullness in the stomach. So it also helps slow the stomach contents from emptying too quickly to avoid quick spike in the blood glucose levels. And coming to the hormonal regulation in the pancreas, different types of islet cells releases the glucagon and insulin, whereas the beta cells release insulin, while alpha cells release glucagon. And when the beta cells is approximately stimulated, insulin is secreted from the cells by exocytosis. So this insulin then diffuses into the small blood vessels of the pancreas. And insulin, which regulates the elevated blood glucose level to normal level. And other hormones such as growth hormone, cortisol and catecholamines are also involved for the regulation of blood sugar. So uptake of blood sugar. So how the blood sugar is uptake as we seen in the transport of sugar. So we have seen glucose transporter, that is sodium glucose transporter, GLUT5 glucose transporter. So in that glucose transporter mentioned is the GLUT2. There is glucose transporter 2, which increases its affinity for glucose. And these transporters, glucose transporter 1, glucose transporter 2 and glucose transporter 3, these are all the proteins and it is not comes under the enzyme category. And GLUT2 and enzyme glucokinase, which coordinate their work and helps the liver to control the glucose. So this is the main reaction we have seen in the metabolism, that is glucose is converted into glucose 6-phosphate and glucose converted into glucose 6-phosphate. Finally the glucose is converted into pyruvate in the glycolysis reaction, wherein the main motto of the glycolysis reaction is the utilization of ATP or utilization of energy for the body's tissues or cells metabolic activity or cellular activity. So these are the transporters that is uptake by the body for regulating the blood sugar in the normal human body.